All right, I'm on hole number 8 of the Highlands tournament on Tuesday's practice round of the rookie division. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of practice on the 4 holes that they changed, and hole number 8 is one of those holes. So hole number 8 used to look like this. It was this par 4. We had several different ways to go at it. Now it looks like this. So we used to come at it, in my opinion, the best way to come at it from Ricky was to come at it from this side right here and try and bring it around. So I got this in the practice session, and I tried a max overpower hook or a max overpower shot. Let's backtrack, get my mouth to work. I tried a max curl shot with a rock, and I clipped this tree out here. I actually tried to go behind the trees and come out like this, and I ended up clipping it on when it tried to come back onto the fairway side. And so trying to get enough your ball guides going off in this direction and trying to cover this swing is not going to be able to happen. So, but what they've changed here is that we can now engage this fairway right here and go right at the green. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to bring out a bigger ball so that I can get to this area. But I do believe that if you bring out, and let's try this. Let's try it out. I'm going to bring 2 bags. I'm going to bring one with a big topper and see if I can get a big topper where I can go from here and I do 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, and just run up to the cup. You could do this with any ball in the bag, probably a Marlin, any bag, any ball. But if I don't like the way that looks, I'll switch to an extra mile and a Titan and use this shot right here. So we will see. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go grab some bags. We'll take 2. One with a big topper. Big topper. And theoretically, the only thing you're going to need here is your driver. So let me switch one of these bags. I don't think I'm using my rock at all, so I will use a big topper or an extra mile. Let's start with a big topper, and we'll start off with a navigator just to help cut the wind down a little. We'll see what that looks like, and if I don't like it, I will switch to an extra mile. Today's practice, so we're not too concerned about it. I hit this shot yesterday. I qualified my 77 account, and I used a extra mile and I think I used a Kingmaker. See if which way my opponent's gonna go for it. Not sure if you're using a big topper, like where you're coming in at it. I'm gonna find out. I haven't pulled out my big topper on this. I came in, I didn't have a big topper in any of my bags during the practice session. I finally switched one of my bags over and put a big topper in, and then I didn't get this hole again. In the rough. Let's see if we can get our bounces right. Try and stretch that out just a little bit farther. I'm not sure if that is going to clear. Let's try it. What the hell? Got nothing to lose. Back to the red line, minimum club. Isn't it perfect? I think that the third bounce is going to dig into the bank there, and it's not going to clear. Just barely. So it is possible if you got that just right, but I think that would be more high risk than just trying to get up there with an extra mile and a bigger ball. A 3 power ball. I don't think that you need to bring anything bigger than a 3 power ball. It seemed pretty easy. It's one of those deals where you're lining up towards the rough, and then you got to put a little bit of left-hand curl on it just to make sure that the the ball engages the fairway. Have a little bit of leeway. Right at max club, it's 1.3 per ring at max. .3. There's 2.6. There's 3.9. A little shy of 3 rings. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. So you can get it done that way, but I'm not interested in taking that rapier shot. I'm interested in getting up there so I can take a putt or a really short, really close to the green chip. Definitely want to practice this hole. You know, I don't know. I think I'm going to see if they've taken the racetrack completely out of this hole. 3.5. I don't think I'm in max club, but I'm going to do a max ring adjustment. Here's 3.5. I'm just going to hit it straight forward, and I'm going to just lean just a little to the right. Hit a 1 ring great to the right. Let's see if it still has a little bit of a racetrack effect, or if it's it does still have a little bit of a racetrack, and it's still going to be super difficult. You can see how far down I went, like in order to get on the track where it's rolling down the hill and it's on the cup. You're going to have to get more carry out here, and it's so thin before you clip that rough down there that it's still going to be, from that side, it's still going to be a roll of the dice. You roll 100, bam, it's in the hole. You roll anything other than 100. 2 10-sided dice. It's like a crapshoot. Sometimes these practice rounds are all about trying to get shit like that out of my system, because then what happens is you get into the weekend round, or you get into a situation and you're like, man, I feel like I'm down one. I really need to get aggressive on one of these holes, and maybe I should try that, because, you know, and the whole deal is if you, sometimes you won't try certain shots, and then when you get into you feel like you're in a bind, you'll take a risk. And the deal is you want to know whether or not that shot is even viable. And so it's important to get some of that stuff out of your system, because sometimes you'll take a shot like that in a practice round and you'll go, that does not work. That is not going to happen. So when you get into that bind, you're like, okay, that shot's not going to work. So I'm just going to have to take the straight up shot, and we're just going to have to get it in the hole. All right, that was hole number 8 of the Highland tournament and Tuesday's practice round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.